Start. It would thus appear that there is nothing in the ingredient of an offence punishable under Section 304A IPC that would connect it to the fine principle of torts regulating the right of an injured party to recover in case of a motor accident governed by the provisions of the Act of 1988. Stop. The distinction in compensation cases between a gratuitous passenger riding a non-passenger vehicle vis-a-vis the liability of the insurer will have no application here. Stop. All that is relevant is that causing of death by a rash or negligent act, whether a motor vehicle is involved or not, is not at all relevant. Stop. But it is relevant whether the act of the revisionist in permitting the deceased and his companions to board a motor vehicle which he knew was not authorized to ply under the Act of 1988 is rash enough to invite the consequences contemplated under the statute. Stop. A jugaad is a privately fabricated motor vehicle which cannot be registered under the Act of 1988. Stop. No license is issued to ply such a vehicle. There is a direction about these contraptions called jugaad to be found in a decision of the Punjab and Haryana High Court in Sunil Suman Kaushik versus State of Haryana and others while dealing with a public interest litigation inter alia seeking prohibition of plying such contraptions in public places. Stop. It was held and directed. Para. The petitioner has also prayed for the stoppage of unauthorized use of vehicles such as jugaads and on the road. Jugaad is a vehicle fitted with an engine under subsection 28 of section 2 of the Motor Vehicles Act 1988. Motor vehicle has been defined as follows. Motor vehicles are vehicle means any mechanically propelled vehicle adapted for use upon roads whether the power of propulsion is transmitted thereto from an external or internal source and includes a chassis to which a body has not been attached and a trailer but does not include a vehicle running upon fixed rails or a vehicle of a special type adapted for use only in a factory or any other enclosed premises or a vehicle having less than 4 wheels fitted with engine capacity of not exceeding 25 cubic centimeters. Stop. Para. Therefore, any vehicle which is mechanically propelled for use on roads comes within the definition of motor vehicle. Stop. Under the provisions of the said Act, no vehicle can be plied without a license. Stop. Therefore, respondent numbers 1 and 2 are directed to take effective steps to prevent the plying of the jugaads on the public places without getting them registered and obtaining necessary license under the provisions of Motor Vehicles Act. Stop. Para. The registration of a motor vehicle is a sine qua non for it being driven in any public place or any place as mandated by Section 39 of the Act of 1988. The registration authorities ensure strict standards of manufacture in terms of safety to the occupants of a motor vehicle and to third parties without which vehicles would not be admitted to registration. Stop. Generally speaking, if at all privately done contraption of a motor vehicle would not be registered under Chapter 4 of the Act of 1988. Whatever the standards of safety insisted upon by the registration authorities, unless a vehicle is registered, it cannot be plied anywhere. Thus, the act of plying a privately fabricated contraption of a motor vehicle, popularly called as a jugaad, on a public road and then permitting anyone to ride it or driving it himself is an act utterly rash on the revisionists' part. Stop.